Okay, the first major paper, and we have three major papers, but the first major paper is called the narration paper. The narration paper essentially asks you to tell me about something that has happened to your life that's had some kind of effect on you. The length of it is, and I'll write these would be in the guidelines, but it's 3 to 4 pages. And by 3 to 4 pages, I mean on to the fourth page. That means 3 complete pages, from beginning to end, and at least something onto the fourth pages, the fourth page. But you're essentially going to narrate me, and narration is essentially tell the story of, to narrate me an event that's had an effect on your life. So essentially, you're going to tell me the story of something that's happened to you that's had some kind of impact or some type of importance. It doesn't have to be something deeply personal or like the most, the defining moment of your life. But it should be something that has had some kind of significance or importance in your life. The technique I want you guys to use to do this is, you're essentially going to write me an essay about it, but I want you guys to take to heart that this is a narrative essay. Key focus on the word narrative. And by narrative, what I mean is you're telling me a story. Essentially, this will be a story. It should grab my attention like a story. It should have characters. It should have dialogue. All of those things. What I want you guys to really do is to think about whatever this moment is that you have, and I want you to do what's called to think cinematically. Which is like as of or pertaining to the cinema. Like think like it's a movie. If there were a video camera recording this moment, recording these events, this thing that's had some kind of effect on your life, if there was like a camera like hovering over there and somebody was just doing live footage of a live stream of your life during that moment, what would that camera have picked up? That's what you're going to try to capture for me in this essay. I don't want you to explain to me something that's happened to you and then say, explain to me why it's significant to you or why it's important to you. No, I want you guys to essentially tell me the story of something that's happened to you, that's had an effect on you. Bring me to that world. Let me hear it. Let me feel it. Let me smell it. Let me taste it. I want you guys to bring me to that world. I want you to imagine there's that camera recording that had been recording those moments, and you're basically going to tell the story like that. Essentially, what you're going to be doing is, I'm going to erase think cinematically. What you're going to be doing is a concept in writing that we have that we call show, don't tell. Essentially, what I'm saying is, don't tell me a story, show me a story. Don't tell me what happened to you, show me it happening to you. Don't tell me that someone was angry and cursed you out. Show me them being angry and let me hear those words that they're saying as they're cursing you out. Right? These are narrative essays, which means that they're essentially, what you're doing is a story. So I want you guys to think about something that's had some kind of effect, some kind of significance in your life. And I want you to think about, had there been a camera recording that event, what would the camera have picked up? Well, think about things that a camera will pick up. Even right now, there's a camera recording me. It's picking up, my outfit and my clothes, what I look like, a little bit of that. You see a little bit of the setting. But mostly, if you were to think about this recording, mostly what you have here is, the part that's significant are my words, right? So I say, as you guys are doing these things, don't forget dialogue. Dialogue is pretty much all show, don't tell. And use direct dialogue. Bring me to the moment of the people saying these things. So as opposed to telling me, when I got out of my car, there was a mugger threatening me that if I didn't give me his money, he was going to shoot me. Right? That's that's one thing. But let's say for example, you had a piece of dialogue that expressed that. As I walked out of my car, don't move. Give me your money, or that's it for you. Give me your money, or I'm gonna bust this cap. I don't know what to say. Bust this cap. That's old school, right? But which one is more dramatic? Explaining what the person said, or bringing the person there, bringing us to the moment where we see the person's words, right? So direct dialogue is that, bringing us to the moment, showing us those words. So essentially, for the narrative essay, what you're going to be doing is 3 to 4 pages. You're going to be essentially telling me a story about something that has happened to you that's had some kind of impact or importance of your life. Now, when we think about narration, really this is a very human activity. If you look at every major thought, every major, theology, worldview, usually it comes back to either some book or a oral tradition of stories. These figures did these things, whether it's the Bible, the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita, the Vedic scriptures, no matter what it is, or the oral traditions of the animalistic religions, things like that. No matter what it is, it's usually a tradition of stories that these people did these things. The way we explain the world to those around us. This thing carries the sun across the sky. That thunder strikes because of these reasons. There's a story behind that. There's a story behind this. So as human beings, storytelling is really central to our nature. Noam Chomsky, the MIT linguist, he says that that we have a deep structure for language. That's kind of like it's a part of us. And we see this throughout the history of just storytelling. So essentially, I want you guys to get from this little mini video and this essay is that essentially what you're going to be doing is you're going to be telling me a story, a true story about something that's happened to you and that's had some impact in your life. But essentially what you're going to be telling me is a story. So that's how it goes.